Hey Rangers, today we're going to be talking about issue 8 of the Boom Studios comic, and this one wasn't too bad, but we're going to be talking about it and having a look. We open up with Bulk and Skull talking to their audience via YouTube, and they're turning around and saying, like, you know, if you kind of thought you wanted to see the Power Rangers do this, no, it's not going to happen. And, you know, they're saying, like, Rita, her 24-hour is almost up. So now that the different armies are trying to get into the Zord, and I really like the fact that the Tokyo ones, the Japanese military, are actually putting C4 all over the Zord to try and blow it up. And that's kind of cool because you never really saw anything like this in the Power Rangers thing. So, God, this would be really cool to see if they actually did it properly. In the next page, we know that nothing happened. You know, it didn't blow a hole, so they couldn't get inside it. But we see that the Zord has feelings. It felt pain because it's like, ah. If it didn't, then it would have just kind of like looked on. So this is kind of interesting because I never really thought that they would have it. They were just machines, effectively. Even though I think in the actual TV series they said something completely different. Bulk says, like, everyone is kind of scared that that things are happening, that the Green Ranger is going to come back, or the Dragon Zord is doing it. So they've effectively moved people out of the main parts of the city, but they're kind of really scared about it. Did the Green Ranger get destroyed? What happened to the Dragon Zord? What is going to happen? And I really like the fact that they're asking these sorts of questions rather than just kind of like taking it and being like, okay, you know, we're gonna not ask questions. Do you remember in issue 7 where the Black Dragon haunts Tommy and says, like, you know, ha ha ha. Bulk asks the questions like, where is the Green Ranger effectively? And Black Dragon's like, hey, you had this all. You could have ruled this effectively just by that one small sentence. Now, the Black Dragon is saying, you had everything. Rita gave it to you and you just threw it away? Why would you do that? Tommy then just turns around and says, hey, Dragon Shield, disengage. So with the Dragon Zord being floating around in space like previously, Tommy's like saying, hey, can you help? Have you got that? And because the Dragon Zord's floating in space, there's nothing for it to kind of stabilize. And Jason's like, no, I'm trying really hard to try and do this. Trying to actually get it properly in order. It's out of control. And that kind of made me smile a little bit. It was a little bit of humor in what I thought it was anyway. Tommy is going to go straight for the palace, and hopefully that Jason will cause like a distraction. And the Black Dragon's not having any of it. He's attacking. He's just going for Tommy. And this is kind of really cool. Rather than just kind of standing there going after the Dragon Zord, he's going after Tommy exactly. Now, I really like this. This is cool. Just Tommy grabbing a cannon and firing it at Black Dragon. I think that was really cool. And then Black Dragon just destroying that cannon, and just Tommy like going, oh god, that was the worst thing I've ever done. So Tommy just turns around and says, you know what, it's not fun that you're 30 stories tall, you should just fight me. And Black Dragon's like, alright, cool, let's do this. And then he shrinks down. Tommy thinks that he has the upper hand. He's like, haha. And then Black Dragon just, nope, boom, slaps him down. Black Dragon's about to do the final blow, but it looks like he stops for no reason. And he's like, ah. And Tommy's like, what are you waiting for? So could something have happened to Black Dragon at this point? The Dragon Zord just comes out of nowhere, like, roar. I really think that's cool. And it doesn't like swipe, it's just headbutt straight in, and Black Dragon loses his arm. Black Dragon grows in the background, and Jason teleports Tommy straight into the Dragon Zord again. Jason's now saying, like, we need to get out of here now. And Tommy says, what about Billy? And they're like, no, unfortunately we've missed our chance. They're fortifying the wall, Black Dragon's there. The whole point is they can't do anything, so they've missed their chance for this one. And then the Dragon Zord flies off back to Earth. Back in the kind of like pocket dimension, the Rangers now contact Alpha, and they're able to actually speak to him. They're like saying, how are you? And Alpha's like, yeah, it could be better, but I'm in pieces, but you know, I can still talk, I can still communicate, but the body is going to be kind of melted down. I would love it if Rita made his staff out of Alpha's body, and it's like, yeah, it's my new staff, and Alpha's like, oh, so God, I hate you. God damn it, Rita, damn it. Tommy and Jason now come back to the kind of pocket dimension, and they're saying like they missed their chance with Billy, and they couldn't get him in time, and they're saying like the Black Dragon separated both, so it was a lot harder than normal. I guarantee if they had probably had all the Zords there, I think that probably would have been a lot easier. They were able to get a piece of Black Dragon's arm, and they took it back to be analysed, and Alpha's like, is that Jason? It sounds a lot like Jason. And Jason's like, yay, Alpha! Now we're finding out more about the story. Alpha's saying, like, you know, he's able to figure out what happened, and he saw what happened with the power coin and the powers, and he's now relaying this information. This is really cool, to be honest. I really like this because it's something not seen, and I think this is just awesome. I really, really do. But I kind of think that Dickish is running a lot through this at the moment, through both this one and Power Rangers Pink. But Rita's having a go at Black Dragon, saying like, you let this happen. Why isn't this happening? Why can't you take the Green Ranger's power? And the Black Dragon is saying, well, the Green Ranger's power is slightly different. It accesses the morphing grid in a different way. This is kind of interesting, and I really like when they explain this in the kind of like some of the previous comics. And Rita points out to the Black Dragon, says, well, hang on a minute, it looked like you hesitated a lot. What happened? So this is really cool, because you kind of think that the Black Dragon didn't. He went full on for it and attacked both Jason and Tommy. Vincent finishes completion on the Black Dragon's arm. Rita's now questioning this. It's like, well, you've just come out of all the goodness of your heart. Why are you doing this? And Black Dragon's like, I'm not going to tell you. My motives are not your concern. And I like this. I like the fact that Black Dragon is keeping a lot from Rita, and Rita's now starting to question it. So I wonder if things are going to happen, if there's going to be a turning much later on. Now we're going back to Goldar, and this is the Goldar I like. I don't like the Power Rangers Pink Goldar. Goldar's like, I'm not going to be friends with you, Blue Ranger. We have nothing. We are enemies. I am the sworn honor god. And do you know what? I like this Goldar, as I just said. Billy then turns around and says, well, you're chained to the floor. We could be friends for now and try and get out of here, rather than just kind of be at arm's length. What happened? Rita doesn't think of you like the same way anymore. And I think this really hits Goldar. He's like, oh, actually, yeah. Come to think of it, that's slightly different now. Now we've got the next 2 pages of the kind of forgiveness between Zach, and it's one of those things of when they just sit together and it's just like, so, what's up? I did it bad, you did it bad, it's fine. And Zach is impressed with what happened with Tommy and Black Dragon about being 30 stories tall, and he's like, do you know what? That's mad respect to you. I really like the fact that Zach and Tommy are having this moment. Zach is apologizing to Tommy and saying, look, my bad, Rita chose you, but you're not a bad guy. She picked you up, and then that's not your fault. And I kind of really like this. At the end, Tommy has this like cool idea, and I'm like, okay, you've got a plan. What is your plan? Now they're kind of putting a few things together and saying, well, hang on a minute. Can we not use Black Dragon's arm, or the same thing that he did to Billy's coin? What happens if we used it on mine? What happens if we used that power? What would happen? And this is kind of really cool. I like this idea, and I think it's kind of an interesting one, because it's something that Tommy just thought of really randomly, and it's something that could possibly work. So they're gonna go with the idea. They're like, are you sure? Because previously Kimberly's like said, well, this will leave you powerless. This is not gonna be a walk in the park. And Tommy's like, okay, go for it. So they all start morphing. There's morphing time. And then all of a sudden, after this bright light, Tommy's like, whoa, so what could happen? On the next page, you have Tommy going, whoa, that's different. And everyone is a Green Ranger. That is kind of cool. I like the idea. I just think it looks really, really weird. But I like the fact that Tommy's wearing the arm. It's like, yeah, I got that. So maybe he could come in later on and punch Dragon in the face with this actual armament. But yeah, so it's not too bad. Okay, so let's talk about 8. Now, I kind of like this idea. The idea of it was fine. It was just a little bit slow compared to the previous one. But I kind of like, and I kind of don't like the idea of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers all green. I kind of think that if they had gold different parts, that'd be really cool, rather than just Jason having the shield. So it looks like he got the more powerful upgrade. But Tommy thinking of that idea and saying, hey, use my powers, we'll do the same thing as Black Dragon, was really smart. And I've got to admit, that's a really cool thing that they've done. So now we're going to have a few more things come up, and I'm really looking forward to issue 9 and what's going to happen later on, because this sounds really, really cool. So Rangers, what did you think about this? Did you like it? Did you not? What were your thoughts about it? Would you are you still collecting it? Are you still reading? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the other videos that we've done on the channel, and as always Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.